Would you care to take part in a little warm-up? We'll see about that.
I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies.
Yeah, he's trying to get it stolen.
Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
My guy's level 2 quick.
You found a power key. Go slot it. Another power key. Use it quick.
Someone! You have my thanks.
Welcome.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Flying Nimbus!
That's a new power key. Place it now.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Say goodbye! Flying Nimbus!
Oh, man. Stay calm. Stay calm.
You found another power key. Use it quick.
I tried to get him in the cave, but I missed with my death ball. sense, bro.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
This is bad.
Flying Nimbus!
Down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Oh man.
Great. You know what to
Yeah,
do
the
with
keys
that
though.
key. Ally down. If you
Yo,
intend to
Kakra, how you
rescue
doing
them,
today?
watch out for enemies.
It's the first match for the stream. How the hell do we get out of here, man?
Flying Nimbus!
Fortunately, there was no breakers news yesterday. That's chasing me, bro.
Stay calm.
Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to go, then you're done.
Fool, if you think I'm just going to let you get away.
Give me a break. Could be trouble.
I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them.
I owe you one.
Holy hell. Oh man.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Welcome. Thank you.
Flying Nimbus!
Try to get some of the supplies. We needed some sodas, some cubes.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Pretty sure you saw me. Man, this key sense is so annoying, bro.
Here goes.
Trying to get some supplies from the other another spot.
Uh-oh. Solar flare! Change!
I've had enough of this.
These guys can still win. There's only 3 left, but
Unbelievable.
the time machine's almost done.
Time to go. What? What? How's there in trouble here? Too shabby.
We got it. This guy's sold by not going to the time machine.
What? Impossible.
W team. Alright guys, we're back at it again with another cell. Let's see what's up. Low levels. 6, 23, 23, 77. Not good.
We'll see about
Then again, we
that.
have a level 9 cell, so if everyone does their part, we should win.
We'll
Key
see
rush him,
about
beat him
that.
up at level 2.
Can you hear me? Flying Nimbus! Trunks.
Yo, Terrence, I was streaming that event for like 5 hours last night, I swear.
A crate of supplies. Here's how to
It
launch.
was kind of whack.
Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
You're my savior.
Breakers news. No Kakarot 2 news. No Xenoverse 2 news. Or DLCs. I really don't care for the Battle of the Gods remake. I swear, Bandai Namco forgot about this game, bro. This game must have been like a secret project in someone's basement.
Big idea! Found a power key.
Because the developers, they're gone.
Hey, great! You found another
The guy.
power key. Use it quick. You bastard! That's a new power key. Place it now.
This guy could have destroyed EDCB, but he destroys the area I'm in. It's kind of suspicious, dog.
Get up! I owe you one.
Great. You know what to do with that key.
So we just have to find his B key next. Bro, I'm not streaming. I'm never streaming another Bandai Namco event, dog.
Flying Nimbus!
Black. Yeah, that run was kind of funny for real. Unfortunately, we didn't make it in time. Fuck it, I'm heading to B. Gonna go try to plant that C key, but we're out of here.
Down. If you intend to rescue them, watch out
B
for
so
enemies.
far. Unfortunately, no power key radar. So the key could be anywhere. And I'm the only one up here. So it's not looking good.
That's a new power key. Place it now.
Okay, he's coming this way. Fuck.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
I'm not trying to get KO'd again, man. These guys have to go plant that key.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Here comes a pain.
They're coming in there as well.
Holy hell.
Alright, we did a lot of damage.
Flying Nimbus!
I'm not even gonna waste my soda.
Ally down.
I'm gonna try to get back,
Rescue them. Watch out for enemies.
just get it back naturally. Alright, looks like he's destroying the area. What's up, Rose? How you doing today? We're playing Dragon Ball the Breakers, if anyone wants to know.
The startup system for the super time machine is ready. Head there now. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
We got 5 Dragon Balls. I don't know if this is 2 right here. Raiders are 25%.
Get up! I owe you one.
Damn, we're down a person.
Flying Nimbus!
Ally down. If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Might have to go in and win this, guys.
Holy hell.
Gotta wait for the right time. No rushing.
Here comes a pain.
Let's go. I was gonna try to wait for him to try to absorb the guy, but I'm like, if he does, he's gonna go to level 4. So I have to fight real quick. We got the W.
No one does this to me.
Hold up. He did a lot of damage when he was level 2. We got him to like 50% of health. So that was good. Should have my Raider match soon. Super Spirit Bomb? Might be. Gotta use Soldier. Usually I'll give it up to 5 minutes. If we don't find a match, I'll just refresh it, put on the manga. Can't jump on top here. Can't use shit. Just need 2 more players. Little February calendar. So Dragon Change Scale Spirit ends on Tuesday. Same with the 1.1x Super Warrior Spirit. Either this match or the next match we should have our Raider match. If it's not a pre-made, I'll pick Vegeta. I played as Cell yesterday and Frieza, so I have to play as I have to pick Vegeta and Majin Buu. But I'll put the manga on for us to watch until we find a match, so I'll be right back.
They just so choose could go about by introducing and bringing forward many more, as Whis went on to finally address Beerus by then responding, well, despite the outcome of what was just shown taking place here, my faith in you had never wavered, my lord, for you did the best that you could with the situation that you were placed in, but please, allow me to assist you in your recovery and heal you, Lord Beerus, for I want you to know that you fought valiantly against Lord Reno, and I am here to help you regain your strength, and as I know that this setback is merely just a temporary one, with Beerus having to respond, don't, Whis, though I appreciate your offer, this is a burden that I must bear alone. For it wasn't Reno who had defeated me, but rather I had defeated myself, Beerus continues, as it's clear to me on what I have to do, for I will face Reno again, mark my words. He'll see, they will all see, that much I can promise, as the Grand Priest then went on to continue, now to further clarify, the Omni Kings, after careful consideration, have decided to address the imbalance that was caused by the resurrection of the 6 previously destroyed universes. And because they had been made aware, they have deemed it to be fit to bring into existence 2 more universes in order to keep things even, as they figured that 20 would be fair. As this decision itself was not taken lightly, for the creation of a universe is a sacred and monumental act in reflecting the profound will of the Omni Kings to maintain order and symmetry within the multiverse, the Grand Priest continues. For these new universes will not only restore symmetry, but will also bring forth new life, new possibilities, and new experiences to our ever-expanding tapestry of existence, which also happens to include 2 new gods of destruction along with 2 new angel attendees as well. And although recently created, these destroyers are not without great wisdom and unimaginable power, so do bear that in mind. My sincere apologies for not being able to greet you any sooner upon your arrival onto my planet, your majesty, Beerus went on to bow by uttering, for I was simply caught up within the moments before being able to get to you, with the Grand Priest responding, ah, there you are, Lord Beerus, apology accepted, but I do hope that you are able to clean yourself up in any case. But to go back to what I was saying, there are many worlds and many timelines which many of you may not even think were to exist, some of which that may happen to contain destroyers who have been been corrupted, while others which may even house mortals who were able to reach angel levels of power, along with mastering the power of a god of destruction themselves. That, fellow gods, is the beauty of life. But here in this timeline, I will hereby go and open the first seal by introducing you all to the first of the two new gods of destruction, beginning with Universe 19, which was created and put together by none other than the future Omni King, while the present Omni King went about by putting together and creating Universe 20. And in the grand continuum of existence, where parallel timelines and alternate dimensions offer limitless possibilities, the creation of these two new universes is a significant event meticulously orchestrated by none other than the Omni Kings to ensure proper balance within the multiverse. And so, I would like to hereby present the first of these new worlds, beginning with Universe 19, which the future Omni King refers to as the Fearsome One, with Universe 16's God of Destruction Ferrix responding, timelines and worlds which may carry over mortals wielding powers above gods and rivaling that of angels? Interesting. As Gardox went on to chime in, well, I highly doubt for any of that to be true due to mortals being incapable of maintaining such power, but I'm rather more curious about these other new gods now, as the Grand Priest went on to continue. And so without any further delay, I call upon Universe 19's angel attendee Vini and its governing god of destruction Tigron to come forward and introduce yourselves to your fellow gods and mortal guests within Universe 7. Oh, and please do note that this will be the first time outside of myself and the Omni Kings themselves who has seen and greeted these two, the Grand Priest continues, with of course the exception of the angels, whom already know of Vini of course, but nevertheless we welcome you. In which upon that very moment, as the god of destruction Tigron was from there shown having to step forward, was when Goku went on to then respond, whoa, are you able to sense that wild level of power as well, Broly? So this is one of the two new gods of destruction that the future Omni King had decided to go and create? Oh wow, and this guy is just as big and even meaner looking than those other gods too. So this is him, the new god of a new universe, Broly questions? Amazing. To which seconds later, within that very moment, as both Universe 19's Angel Vini and Universe 19's God of Destruction Tigron were from there shown having to emerge, was when this had now become the very first time that anyone else outside of the Grand Priest and Omni Kings had seen or met them, as the Grand Priest went on to then continue. And now, fellow guests, I hereby want to introduce you all to Lord Tigron and his Angel Vini. As foreseen and esteemed by the future Omni King, this deity represents and is the embodiment of both fearsomeness and rationality, a rare combination for his actions, while also deemed to be extremely aggressive, are always underlined by a sense of profound deliberation and unwavering acceptance, the Grand Priest continues, and is put together by the future Omni King. Universe 19 ranks among the top 3 in not only having the highest ranking mortal levels among all of the other universes, but is also considered to be a universe that houses the greatest training domain for its existing life forms as well, deeming this as the combat universe. So a supposed destroyer with proper balance, is he? Destroyer Grizzlor went on to then question. And what is that supposed to mean for the rest of us then, huh? For I don't sense anything different about this destroyer, but there may be a deeper and greater level of power that he's more than likely masking beneath the surface. Well, a combat universe, huh? Destroyer Primos went on to chime in. Well, so what? For this god of destruction had never engaged against any of us to truly scale, and so I'm not worried about this one here one bit, for we should all already know as to who the real strongest among the gods truly is, as I highly doubt that it's going to be this one here, as the god of destruction Gardox went on to chime in. So you're a fearsome destroyer god, are you? Well, you don't seem to be scaring anyone here, which only makes me wonder more about what you stand for. Are you really as good as the Grand Minister makes you out to be, or are you simply a trophy with no real substance? I don't know about this one, fellow gods, with Gardox being shown walking on over and kicking Tigron in the leg. Well, if you're so fearsome as they say, then why don't you go and show us as to just how fearsome and all-powerful you really are then? Go on and give us a demonstration of why we should even give you the time of day, Destroyer. Go on, don't pull a Beerus here, big guy. Come on, go and do some. But then, it was just from out of nowhere, the moment Tigron went on to lean on down by roaring in Gardox's face, was when Tigron then went on to shout, "Touch me again and I will make sure that it'll be the last time that you come in contact with anything ever again, God of Destruction. Now, unless you wish to be destroyed, then get out of my face. Whoa, man, that Universe 19 God of Destruction sure does look like a very mean one. Especially with that really loud roar of his, Goku responds, with Whis chiming in, yes, as it doesn't appear like Lord Tigron is willing to put up with any sort of games that the other destroyers might want to play with him. No, which only reminds me of the time when all destroyers were seemingly like this one. Fellow gods of destruction, I am Lord Tigron, ruler of Universe 19, and the latest to join your ranks after proving myself.
Let's see what the Namekian and his little friends are capable of.
This might be an easy one.
You'll be dead soon.
We just have to get at least
So allow me to show
2 or
you
3
the
level
true
3s.
power
And
of
collect
a
Dragon Balls and
Saiyan
you should be good.
elite.
Good luck to you too, man.
Can you hear me? It's Trunks. I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies.
Flying Nimbus!
Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. You found a power key. Go slot it.
Lucky right there.
Save me! You're my savior.
Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
You be careful too, okay? What's the big idea?
Oh man, why do you have to come right next to me, bro? Like, look at this. Look at this. Straight sabotage, bro. At least look at all the damage we just did, though. This man came, freaking pig came right next to me, bro. He's like, hey, is that Roman? Let's go sell him out. But I hit Nappa with the death ball, so just need someone else to come. Yo, why do you guys need to keep coming next to me, bro? Go find someone else to bother.
Welcome. Thank you. Close.
There's a new power key. Place it now.
Out of there, quick. No barriers, no soils, nothing.
This is bad! Somebody's down! Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Damn, I have no idea what his beak is.
Welcome. Thank you.
Down two players, not good.
So, who wants to die next?
Can you fucking
where'd
go
you fall,
away,
that
dog?
bravado?
Holy fuck.
Trying to figure out how to escape.
Hang over at Dragon Ball. You only have 3 of them, bro. How many times I get killed because these guys want to run up to me? Now look at you. Now look at you. You gave him 4 Dragon Balls. Idiot boy. I think I'm dead now.
Oh man.
That's a new power key. Place it now.
Go now! Slip out those fools! Got it, I'll take over. You made one hell of a miscalculation.
He didn't see me. I think this match is a wash, guys. He's gonna get his grade 8 form.
Flying Nimbus!
I don't know where this power key is.
Holy hell. Oh man.
I don't have a barrier. Can't find one.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
See?
You'll be dead soon. So allow me to show you the true power of a Saiyan.
Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to
Yeah, I
go.
have no barrier.
Then you're done. The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it? The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer. I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them.
Three Stooges in one cave. Real smart. Probably that Nappa attack didn't kill them all, but it is what it is.
To be worthy of being named a god of destruction. However, do not mistaken me for a mere newcomer, for my capabilities in the art of destruction and combat are unmatched, standing at a level that some of you might aspire to but may never reach. And though I come here without the desire to start trouble, I assure you that if trouble were to find me, then I will leave nothing left of it by the time the day has passed. And so do not mistaken me for an amateur, as the god of destruction Primos went on to then question, "Oh look, do you hear that, Grizzlor? Looks like we indeed have some competition now," with Grizzlor responding, "Yes, maybe we do, Primos, but we'll be the judge of where you stand among us, Lord Tigron, so we'll see." And so now then, fellow guests, for last but certainly not least, I would like to hereby call forward Universe 20's God of Destruction Ligor and his fellow angel attendee Jindro. For the present Omni King had went and designed this world to be a world of peace, but also incredible and untold power, in which within that very moment, as both Angel Jindro and Universe 20's God of Destruction Ligor were from there shown having to step on through, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Whoa, are you guys able to sense that really strange yet extremely dense energy too?" As seconds later, with Universe 20's God of Destruction and Angel now shown having to step fully through, was when the Grand Priest went on to chime back in, and there they are, for I hereby welcome you all in meeting Lord Ligor and his angel Jindro, for it was as foreseen and esteemed by the present Omni King that this deity represents and is the embodiment of absolute destruction, for this god was forged into being the beacon of what true balance and power stands for, along with being known as a fearsome deity who embodies the rarest form of strength. And with how the present Omni King deems it, Universe 20 ranks as the #1 universe among the other 19, as having the highest mortal level, as well as being known as the enlightened universe, the Grand Priest continues, for it is a place where many great warriors reside, as well as being known as a universe that deals in honor and great absolute within the multiverse. There's something different about this one, just as I had suspected with Lord Tigron, Destroyer Ferrix went on to chime in, for I can sense something far greater that circles within Lord Ligor's very spirit, as I wonder if this has anything to do with how the Omni King had framed this universe as being the enlightened world. And I am fairly certain that I am not the only one who is able to sense this coming from him either, with Goku having to respond, "Oh wow, well there's something that you don't see every day, just look at those two." And to think that there's a god of destruction who appears to be very kind and respectful, it almost makes me kind of wonder as to what this guy is all about and just how strong he truly is, but then again, I'm sure that there's a reason as to why that is, to which as Tigron and Ligor were then shown having to acknowledge each other was when Universe 19's Destroyer went on to respond, "Greetings, fellow god of destruction, for it is a pleasure to be within your presence once again, Lord Ligor, for it's been quite some time since we've last seen one another," with Ligor responding, "The pleasure is mine, fellow god of destruction, for it is always an honor to see and stand with you, and especially before the Most High, as I offer you my appreciation in also being here with us," with Primos having to chime in, "What is with these two? How could two rivaling destroyers be so honorable and respectful towards one another in knowing who the other is? It almost makes me want to vomit. Respect should be earned, not given," with Grizzlor having to respond, "Well, perhaps we should go and remind them then of who exactly is in command and why it's a sign of weakness to give someone your respect and appreciation towards without ever having to earn it." But I do, however, agree with what Lord Ferrix had mentioned, for there does appear to be something that these two over here are hiding. And to you, the esteemed Grand Priest Ligor continues, "I extend my deepest gratitude for this summoning, as it is an honor beyond words to stand before you and my fellow gods of destruction in meeting them all for the very first time, as this is also a crucial step in my evolution as a destroyer, and your generosity in making this possible is
Trying to get this W. Reaching up to Majin Buu. Ran away. I think there's someone in this cave. ball shimmy.
Here goes.
It's the last one.
Here goes.
Alright, I'm gonna let them escape so I can just destroy C.
Tell me you're going to fight me. I'm going to beat you to a pulp!
Yeah, I was not letting them summon.
State your
Feel my
wish. Understood.
We got one.
Here comes a train. Special beam cannon. Let's go. Hell. Dragon fist.
And just destroy a time machine. Yeah, I can snipe him from up here. Got him. Easy one. Easy one.
is something that I will always hold in high regard, with the Grand Priest responding, and I second this, for I am also very thankful that you would take the time out of your busy day to come and join us, mighty God of destruction. And as for you, esteemed gods of destruction, I am honored to finally meet you all, for I am Lord Ligor, God of destruction of Universe 20. And as the opportunity to meet you all is one that I have long awaited, Ligor continues, for your legendary exploits, your contributions to the cosmic balance, and your unparalleled strength are all very well known to me. Oh really, Primos went on to question, is that so? You stand here speaking of honor and opportunity, Grizzlor went on to chime in, but let me be clear, Destroyer. Such sentiments hold little weight among the old guard that stands before you, so do not mistaken our silence for acceptance, for in our ranks your strength and actions will speak louder than your appreciation. That's right, Primos responds, so you may be honored to meet us, but don't expect for that same sentiment to be reciprocated in return, Destroyer. And as a new god of destruction, your time is more than likely limited, as the same could be said for Lord Tigron too. To which, even despite with all of the hostility, instead of having to engage against them, what Ligor ended up doing was bowing forward before leaving, as Ligor then went on to respond, very interesting choice of words, Destroyer, but I did not come here to engage in petty squabbles, but to fully commit my role as a god of destruction with honor and dignity. However, I do want you all to remember that the true measure of a god's power is often hidden beneath a veil of humility, for in time you will see exactly as to why that is that I was chosen in being the last of the mighty gods of destruction. I wouldn't go and start crossing lines here if I were you, god of destruction, Reno went on to then respond, because before you entertain any grandiose notion of your strength, just know that many have fallen before you, and their names are now nothing more but whispers in the wind. For the last god of destruction who thought themselves as unbeatable had become the prime example of what happens when arrogance begins to overtake reason. And he's barely shown standing right over there behind me, Reno continues, defeated, humiliated, and left to serve as an example of what happens when your ego starts to talk for you. And so while you still have the chance, it's best for you to turn around and go back to your universe before things get messy around here. And so I won't go and warn you again either. Now do yourself a favor and accept this moment to turn around and go. But then it was just within the quickness, with Ligor being shown grabbing onto Reno's hand before Reno even had the opportunity to touch him, was when Ligor then went on to respond, your approach, fellow Destroyer, though boastful, appears to overlook the intricacies and importance of our position. For I would advise a more measured and respectful demeanor, as our words along with our actions tend to echo beyond the confines of our immediate surrounding, with Reno being shown responding, you what? How dare you go and lay your hands on me with such aggression? For you are but a new god of destruction, and so you better let go of me right now, with Ligor responding, your pride and lack of respect for others may seem inconsequential now, but they are seeds that could grow into becoming a much bigger problem later. To which, as Ligor went on to point towards Reno's chest, was when Ligor then went on to continue, and if respect for others, including fellow gods of destruction, is not within your realm of consideration, Lord Reno, then the only way that you will learn is by learning the hard way, for the universe is an unforgiving teacher, and it will impose lessons upon those who ignore the value of mutual respect with swift and severe consequences. In which, before you know it, with Ligor being shown tapping onto Reno's chest, and from that point sending Reno flying out into the distance, was when Grizzlor went on to chime in, what the? Did the rest of you just see what this new Destroyer just did? Oh, but how did he just do that without him being shown putting up much of an effort to push Lord Reno back like this? Impressive, isn't it, Lord Grizzlor? Ferrix went on to question, for maybe there is much more to these new Destroyers than what we are able to see on the surface. Wow, Goku responds, this god of destruction was barely shown even having to lift a single finger, and was just already shown having to push Lord Reno back with such tremendous force so casually. That was unbelievable, and it happened so fast. trust, with Whis chiming in, "Indeed, for it almost reminds me of when Lord Beerus was in his prime, and as it's also very clear to me that these new destroyers are very different from the ones we know." "And what's this? Mortal warriors on a destroyer's homeworld?" Ligor questions. "How very unusual, yet extremely interesting." As with Broly now seemingly on edge with Goku trying to do his best in calming Broly down was when Ligor then went on to respond, "Fear not, mortals, for my intentions towards the two of you are not of hostility, but rather more of intrigue. Your presence here, especially under the watch of a god of destruction, is something that I find fascinating, to say the least, for it's not often that mortals such as yourselves are shown having to dwell amongst gods of destruction, and for that, Universe 7's god of destruction has more than likely deemed you to be worthy if you're allowed to roam freely around here," with Goku responding, "Easy there, Broly, let's just try and remain relaxed here and hear what he has to say, okay?" With Ligor continuing, "I can assure you that our meeting today is not a prelude to a coming conflict, but more of an opportunity to gain a better understanding. For there is no reason for there to be any sort of conflict between us, and no reason to ignite a battle that was never meant to be. For your presence here on this plane is a sign of trust, mortal warriors, and so I am grateful. And to you," Ligor then went on to bow by addressing Whis, "you must be Universe 7's guardian and angel attendee, for it is with the utmost respect and honor that I meet you, for your reputation according to my angel Jinro precedes you," Ligor continues, "as that of Universe 7's god of destruction as well, mighty angel," with Whis responding, "Well, it is indeed refreshing to encounter a god of destruction who approaches their role with such honor and respect, as your presence here in Universe 7 brings on a new dynamic and one that I welcome wholeheartedly," with Goku having to then chime in, "Are you sure that you're an actual god of destruction here, Lord Ligor? I mean, you seem to come off way too nice and far too noble compared to those other destroyers, which I gotta say is also a bit refreshing to see, as Whis had pointed out, but it's hard to get a good read on your power because, well, it almost feels like you're trying to hide it, which I then gotta ask if you are, because you honestly look really strong, especially with how you were shown pushing Lord Reno like that," with Ligor responding, "Well, that's because I am, actually, but your presence here, along with your very essence, tells a story of unwavering determination and relentless pursuit of finding a greater power, is that right? For I can already gauge you both by searching your souls without the need to engage in a duel, for you appear to be just as curious about me as I am about the two of you," Ligor continues. "I have witnessed many warriors come and go, but very few possess the kind of inherent potential and earned strength that the both of you display before me, as it goes on to speak volumes on not just of your power, but of your character and resilience as well, especially with you, Goku. And if you ever find the time and wish to visit our realm, then the door to Universe 20 stands open for you," Ligor continues, "for as warriors who have earned Beerus's trust, you have my respect and invitation, as within our realm you will find many challenges and experiences that will further hone your abilities to new levels, if of course you can endure it, but I will leave that up for you to decide. As to further show my respect, I hereby offer you my hand as a sign of pride and nobility," with Goku responding, Oh wow, well this is something that we're not certainly used to coming across from a god, but we'd be more than honored to drop by sometime and pay your universe a friendly visit, Lord Ligor, as I'm also really curious about how strong you truly are compared to the other gods of destruction." Goku went on to shake Ligor's hand, as Ligor then went on to respond, "And maybe one day you will, son Goku, as I will go and leave you with this, for I want you to just know that there's a reason as to why I'm different when compared to the other 19 destroyers, and that reason is simple. For the reason as to why I am different mainly lies in the origins of my power and the path that I have decided to walk down as a god of destruction, for this was not the only path that I have chosen to walk down, for it is a path that is filled with many secrets and insights into the nature of balance that so very few could possibly understand, and right now, I'm sure that you are able to feel a glimpse of it too," with Goku having to shockingly respond, What was that just now? That was only just a glimpse of what your true power is like?" with Ligor continuing, "Take that for what you will, but if you ever wish to find out, then perhaps one day I will afford you the liberty by going out of my way to show you, and don't worry, because I can also sense the power of Ultra Instinct running through your veins as well." well, Ligor continues, which I can now start to see on why you were allowed to be here, Goku, with Goku having to then question, wait, you've chosen to walk down another path aside from your Destroyer one? And how could you have known that I am able to channel the power of Ultra Instinct like that just by having to shake my hand? I don't understand, with Ligor responding, in time, young warrior, for rest assured the tale of my strength and the power that I bear will one day be revealed. As I am not the only master here, for Lord Tigron has also achieved a great and ferocious power that many couldn't comprehend. But this also applies to you, Broly, was it? Yes, for I can see the fire that burns within your eyes as it burns with a great and mighty battle cry, Ligor continues. And although I can sense that you still have a long way to go before you can control yourself, I have no doubt that you will master this in due time, young warrior. To which upon that very moment, as Broly was also then having to shown shaking Ligor's hand, was when Ligor then went on to continue, interesting, for as I shake your hand, I can feel a tremor within your immense and massive power that lies deep within. Yes, as well as also feeling the pulse of your determination in wanting to evolve yourself as well. For I see now as the two of you are certainly gifted in your own unique ways, which is why I am looking forward to our next encounter at a later time, as that there behind you must be your ruling destroyer of Universe 7, Ligor continues, though in rough shape. If the two of you would excuse me, for I would like to go and have a quick word with Universe 7's God of Destruction for a moment, for I can see both a fierce focus and daunting confliction that comes from him, for a destroyer's resolve is never one to be overlooked nor for it to be ignored, and thus I would like to take this moment and speak with him alone. Oh, how dare this so-called new God of Destruction go and touch me, Reno then went on to quickly respond. Oh, now that does it. What? To which from out of nowhere, before God of Destruction Reno could even go as far as to act, was when Universe 19's newly crowned God of Destruction Tigron was from there shown standing in Reno's way, as Tigron then went on to respond, even though it was you who went and nearly started this fight to begin with, it would be wise for you to stand down from this position that you are willing to take before things get out of hand, God of Destruction, so you will not go any further unless you are willing to try and get through me first to do it. To which in the meantime, as Universe 20's God of Destruction Ligor was from that point shown having to finally meet Beerus, was when Ligor then went on to respond, and then there is you, honorable destroyer of the 7th universe. It is with great respect and a deep sense of honor that I introduce myself to you, for your reputation as a formidable and wise God of Destruction precedes you, for it is truly an honor to stand within your presence, as your accomplishments and your journey as a God of Destruction are well known across the multiverse, and to finally meet you is not just a privilege but a moment that I have been looking forward to with great anticipation since becoming a destroyer. And although I may not know the full story as to why you are in this position that you are currently in, Ligor went on to put his hand on Beerus' shoulder, I want you to rise through the ashes of this momentary defeat, Lord Beerus, for our bodies, though strong, can't defy time, and because of this, let this loss be the dawn of a new chapter in your story, for within you lies a reservoir of untapped potential and the strength that was forged through millennia of challenges, Ligor continues, as this defeat is but a momentary darkness, for you and I both know on what must be done in order for you to rise. As a surprised Beerus then went on to respond, wait, so you know? But how could you possibly be aware of my dormant potential if this is our first ever encounter in meeting face to face like this, Destroyer? With Ligor responding, it was as I had said to your mortal guest Son Goku, for the path of a God of Destruction was not the only path that I set out to go and walk down, Lord Beerus. Wait, then if walking down the path and becoming a God of Destruction was not the only path that you had taken into becoming what you are now, then that must only mean that certainly you didn't you? With Ligor having to smirk by responding, if what I suspect for you to assume is to be true, then yes, for that was the path that I have taken, but nevertheless, as a God of Destruction, you possess not just the power to obliterate, but the resilience to rise again and become stronger and far more formidable than you ever were before, as I want you to remember this for once you and I go and meet again. So that is why then Beerus responds, I should have known. alone. Well, for what it's worth, you have my respect, Lord Ligor, as I also want you to know that the next time we meet, I will not be in the same condition as the one you've seen, with Ligor responding, and I look forward to our next encounter, mighty god of destruction, for I'm sure that by the time we do, you will be far more than what you ever could have possibly imagined for yourself to be, and so I hereby take my leave. Oh, well now, excellent, the Grand Priest went on to then clap by responding, and so now that I'm glad to see everyone go and introduce themselves, it is time that I head out and break the news to the other remaining gods of destruction and their angels as well. As with that said, let each of the gods who are here go and take their leave and heading back into their own respective universes, please. For let us go and reserve our energies and contentions for a far more appropriate moment, the Grand Priest continues, for it is within the best interest of the cosmic order that we maintain composure and return back to one's own respective world, please. Oh, come now, Pinota, Destroyer Reno went on to then quickly address, for we will go and deal with the outcome of what these new destroyers have put forward, along with their acts of disrespect at a later time. Come now and let us take our leave, for I've seen all that I needed to see here today, God of Destruction, Grizzler went on to then also respond, as both of those new gods of destruction, along with those puny mortals that Beerus had allowed to roam freely on his world, have most definitely not seen the last of us. That much I can assure them, with Destroyer Primos chiming in, and I second that, but if all else, I have a bone to pick with the bigger of the two mortals over there, as he is by far the most interesting of the bunch, and once I deal with him, then those new destroyers will be next for me to go and pay a visit to. That much I can promise as well. But then, it was only off to the side where Universe 15's God of Destruction Gardox had gone as far as to sense something, as Gardox then went on to respond, wait a second, what could that very strange and unusually large energy signature be if it's not coming from any of us gods of destruction that are here? For this doesn't appear to come from no god, as it appears to be coming from a mortal body instead, Gardox continues, but a power that large to be felt from all the way out here? I must go and find out as to what that is and where it's coming from, but more importantly, from whom. Vodkel, listen to me. Instead of returning and going back to Universe 15, God of Destruction Gardox went on to address his angel by responding, I want you to listen closely and take us to where that large energy signature was just felt within the 7th, as it would be wise for us to hurry and make our way there undetected, for I do not wish for anyone else to see us go there, for they might want to go and do the same, understand? For I sense a planet that seems to house a very powerful mortal warrior, and so I must go and see this for myself at once. And so now let us go, with the Grand Priest having to address everyone one more time by then responding, and with that, I hope that you all take care of yourselves, as it is always a pleasure to see you both, Lord Beerus and Whis, as well as you too, Son Goku, including your other new Saiyan friend Broly as well. So may you all go and take care. Oh, and do try your best in staying out of trouble, especially for you, Lord Beerus. And you might want to go and patch yourself up as well, for those wounds of yours don't look too good, the Grand Priest continues. And anyways, friends, fellow angels, and destroyers, I bid you all a farewell, as Goku then went on to respond, man, how absolutely wild. So many ridiculously powerful gods of destruction, and yet their power all feels so mysterious, especially with those newer gods of destruction that were recently created. Hurry it now, for we must go and get down to the bottom of whatever that energy may be and what the source of its power is, Gardox went on to address his angel by taking their leave, because if Beerus is housing mortals in this universe that could rival a god's power, then I want to see this for myself. Oh well, and thank you all for coming, Grand Minister Whis went on to then address, for I bid you all a farewell and thank you all for coming here and joining us for this event, as Universe 18's God of Destruction Primos went on to address Broly by then telling him, and as for you, don't assume that I've forgotten, mortal, because I'll be seeing you and your little friend very soon, you hear me? And for what it's worth, I'm going to make sure that you pay for ever daring to oppose my presence, you hear me? You, mortal. I'll be back for you soon, as Universe 13's God of Destruction Reno also went on to address Beerus by then telling him, so long for now then, Beerus, and let this day forever be remembered in our history as the day that you lost your edge. For you are nothing like you once were, and therefore you will always and forever be be known as second best when compared to me, Beerus. And so now don't ever dream of challenging me to a battle after today ever again. And so good riddance and goodbye. As Goku then went on to shout, well, so long everyone, and thank you so much for dropping on by, Grand Minister. We hope to see you all again soon, and thank you for your wise words, Lord Ligor, as I'll make sure to go and make a note of what it is that you said to us. As Whis went on to then turn his head by then noticing Beerus walking away by responding, now hold on there, is everything alright with you, Lord Beerus? And just where exactly do you plan on going? Do you not wish to go into Universe 14 and confront Lord Cobras for abducting Vegeta? With Beerus responding, while this moment is still fresh, you know exactly where it is that I'm going, and you know damn well as to what I'm about to do, Whis. And I'm serious, for I need you to understand the gravity of my resolve, Whis, because with what was shown taking place here today, ranging from my loss to Lord Reno in front of everyone, to this feeling of inadequacy, I vow to never repeat what happened against him or any other destroyer happen again, as I've rested long enough. For my training, my focus, and my entire approach to my role as a destroyer must hereby change. And so you could go and send Goku and Broly to go get Vegeta back instead, for I plan
I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. You found a power key. Go slot it. That's a new power key. Place it now.
You have my thanks.
Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
Flying Nimbus! Stay calm.
That's a new power key. Place it now.
What? Flying Nimbus!
Great! You know what to do with that key.
Did we get away? I hope so. Looks like we might just have gotten away.
Flying Nimbus!
Change!
Someone setting that
Nimbus!
AP. I need one more cube to get my level 2.
The startup system for the super time machine is ready. Head there now.
Dragon ball right here.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
You've got all 7 Dragon Balls. Summon Shinron at the altar.
He's about to summon.
They're close. Stay calm. Stay calm.
Alright, he's cooked.
Consider it done.
Gonna need some energy here, people. Spirit bomb. Stay calm.
Ooh, we got
Stay
him.
calm. Gonna need some energy here, people.
That spirit bomb's pretty good.
No one does this to me.
on becoming far stronger from this day moving forward and far more adept than I ever was shown having to be before, even when in my prime, Whis. And with those two new gods of destruction that were introduced, my eyes couldn't have been more opened. But then, it was only from out of nowhere, shockingly enough, once again from behind them, where a loud explosion was then seen, as seemingly enough someone was then shown having to arrive, as Goku then went on to respond, "Oh, whoa! And just what in the world is that just now? Oh, don't tell me that there's more. Wait, no, that energy, could it be?" As shockingly enough, from out of nowhere, with Universe 14's God of Destruction Cobras alongside with his angel and the newly infected Vegeta having to be shown arriving, was when Cobras then went on to respond, well, so I trust that you haven't missed my presence too dearly while I've been away from your universe for the time being, Beerus. For my return marks not just a reunion, but a demonstration of the profound changes that I have instilled in your former student, Vegeta. And as I hope that you are prepared to witness this transformation that your former warrior here had made while under my influence, and as the time that we had spent apart has been put to excellent use, for he is no longer just the proud Saiyan warrior that you once knew, but a warrior who has been reborn in my image, Cobras continues, honed by my guidance and under my watch, has undergone a metamorphosis in both his spirit and his power that is so profound that it will surely astound even you, Beerus, for he now goes and serves me as his new master, with a shocked Goku responding, "Whoa, there's just no way! And just what in the world did that God of Destruction just go and do to him? He looks so different, almost like he isn't himself anymore," with Whis confirming, "Well, that's because he is, unfortunately, Goku, because it only now appears as though Lord Cobras has complete control over Vegeta now." As Cobras then went on to continue, "I knew that I had went and made the right call by taking your students away from you, Beerus, for I went and did what you could never go and do, and as I now want to go and show you as to how different Vegeta truly is now compared to how he was before with you as his teacher. And as one by one I will use him to go and rip everything away from you, Beerus, for you should have paid your debt to me when you had the chance, and so now go, my faithful and powerful servant. Go and tear your fellow Saiyans apart before you go and engage against Lord Beerus. Now go and do as you please, as I want you to show your former teacher on exactly why he had failed you as being your so-called master." To which seconds later, within that moment, as an infected Ultra Ego Vegeta was then shown going after Goku, was when Goku then went on to shout, "Oh, hey, whoa, wait a minute there, Vegeta, don't go and listen to..." But then, it was only from out of nowhere before Goku even had the chance to finish, where infected Ultra Ego Vegeta was from that point then shown knocking Goku away by punching him in the face, as Cobras then went on to respond, "There is no use in trying to reason with him, Saiyan, for there is nothing that either of you could possibly go and say to him that will change things here, and you know it. And so as long as my venom continues to course through his body, he will go as far as to remain under my watch until I decide otherwise. And so now do not listen to what it is that they have to say and continue to show them on why you stand above the rest." But of course, now I see Whis went on to then add, "For Vegeta is likely under some kind of poisonous control. Well, if you can go and hear me under there, Vegeta, try and remember that
once in a while.
Alright.
Later, if we can just the stairs from my garage.
Alright.
Dishes in the dishwasher, so I can no more pack it up. but if you want to, you can pack it away.
Alright.
Just much appreciated.
Excellent.
Later.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Flying Nimbus!
Trunks. I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. I suppose this one's all by their lonesome.
He's around here somewhere.
You found a power key. Go slot it. I was so close. That's a new power key. Place it now.
Please, save me!
They're not in their right mind. Just leave them to me, okay?
Flying Nimbus!
Now someone disconnected.
Great. You know what to do with that key.
Trying to find this A and E key.
Hey, great. You found another power key.
Alright, someone found
Use it
that.
quick. Great. You know what to do with that key.
Yo, how you doing, William? Don't get caught slipping, bro.
I'm putting you out of your misery right now.
How many more hours you have left?
Someone save me! save me!
Flying Nimbus!
Someone save me!
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Well, the day's almost done, man. I hope you enjoy the rest of your shift. Make it home safe. I just had a Raider match. I was Majin Buu. I won. Might play until I get a Vegeta match. And then I'm gonna go have something to eat.
Flying Nimbus!
Ally down. Rescue them. Watch out for enemies.
I have a wondrous
That's unfortunate.
Before you die, allow me to show you what a fully evolved Tuffle is truly capable of.
Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to go, then you're done.
Thought I was a goner there.
The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it? It's under attack.
Alright.
It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer.
Bro, I was so confused for a second.
Excellent.
I glitched out.
Transform!
I've included some ultra-divine water with the supplies. It should purify any abnormalities in the body.
I don't know, man. That match was a waste.
This is not you. But despite Vegeta not shown having to listen to Whis as he from there went on to continue his pursuit against Goku, was when from out of nowhere that was when Broly was shown having to quickly take action as Whis went on to interrupt by responding, "Well, this isn't good, for I can't let you go and jump and insert yourself in this battle quite yet, Broly." In which as soon as Whis was then shown having to stop Broly by grabbing onto his arm was when Whis then went on to continue, "And though I understand your concerns in trying to go and do the right thing here, but for the time being, you are simply too dangerous to go and use use your full power against Vegeta, for you'd be ultimately doing more harm than good if you go and get yourself involved, Broly, as Cobras then went on to respond, excellent, and as Vegeta goes and tears these mortals down one by one, we will go and collect their remaining bodies back into Universe 14 and do onto them just as we had done with Vegeta. Yes, for I will make sure that they will all be mine in leaving Beerus with nothing in the end, and as I go and finish him off and pay him back for what he owes me. That no good excuse for a destroyer Beerus was a fool to overlook the favor that he owes me, and thus will need to learn the hard way. And as each of these Saiyans start to fall to Vegeta, my influence will be reborn through them, just as it was with Vegeta, no longer mere warriors, but harbingers of destruction who will serve under my universe, Cobras continues. For this will be a living testament to my will and vision, through which Universe 14's dominance is asserted over this one, with Angel Merlith responding, and I have no doubt that you will be successful with your plan, Lord Cobras, but what if a scenario were to be presented where Vegeta is unable to bring these Saiyans down into submission, Merlith questions. Whatever will you go and do then, with Cobras responding, then I will do what must be done and destroy them all without batting an eye, for I will not tolerate any form of failure, especially towards those who are said to represent me, with Goku now being shown rubbing his face by them responding, oh, what the heck, Vegeta? You nearly went and could have broken my jaw just now. Oh, this is just crazy, because just when we thought that things couldn't get any worse than what they already were, now we're just stuck here having to deal with Vegeta, who is under that destroyer's control now too? Oh, I've got to try and stop him, but my head won't stop ringing from that punch of his. But then, it was just before Goku was shown even having the opportunity to collect himself, where from out of nowhere, that was when Ultra Ego Vegeta was shown dashing back in, as Goku then went on to shout, whoa, hold on, wait! You've got to try and break out of whatever sort of control that this God of Destruction has over you! Don't do this, Vegeta! With Vegeta having to then utter,
now die, Kakarot!
In which upon that very moment, with infected Vegeta now being shown knocking Goku back even more so, was when Whis went on to then chime in, well, I find this to be quite interesting, especially since Vegeta has always been known for being a warrior with great pride and immense power, but, well, to see him swayed so drastically like this suggests a divine intervention, right, Lord Cobras? So what exactly have you done? With Cobras responding, Whis, you're the only one in this miserable universe whom I've always had respect for, and as your intuition serves you well, but yes, my venom has woven itself into Vegeta's very being, augmenting his Saiyan prowess with the absolute essence of destruction itself. And since Beerus wasn't willing to do the favor in owning up for the favors that I've done for him, then under my guidance, he will be instrumental in forging a new legacy of power and dominance for Universe 14, and as I go and build it off the very backs of those whom Beerus deems to be his own here in Universe 7, an eye for an eye, right, Whis? His venom of destruction, though incredibly lethal, Beerus went on to chime in from out of nowhere, can still be reversed if the intended target can find it within themselves to break free by channeling their own power to draw the venom out of their body, Whis. Hold on now, Cobras went on to say to himself, why does Beerus look the way he currently does? For he didn't look like this before I went and took Vegeta with me back to Universe 14, which could only mean one thing, yes. As I should have known that it would, you were likely locked in battle against Lord Reno, weren't you, Destroyer? It has to be. Of course, for I can see it written all over your face, Cobras continues. Now, hurry and tell me, Merlith, is this true? Is Beerus a complete mess because of his battle with Lord Reno? It just has to be, with Angel Merlith responding, yes, I believe so, for Lord Reno must have been granted the permission to go and fight Lord Beerus, which is likely why Lord Beerus appears to be in very poor condition, which only means that their battle must have taken place shortly after we left, Lord Cobras. I knew it! I knew you'd fail to live up to your title against someone like Lord Reno, Beerus. Just look at how embarrassing this is to see you in this position, Cobras went on to point out by shouting. I knew you'd choke, because the moment I came down onto this planet and saw you, I knew that there was something different. But then, it was just upon that very moment to where out in the distance, a gigantic aura burst was then seen having to occur as Beerus went on to then respond. Ignoring him, it looks as though Goku was left with no other choice than to use his absolute and full power against Vegeta, and if he hopes to try and break through his mental in getting through to him, with Whis responding, which will not be an easy feat for Goku to accomplish here, but if Goku can somehow find a way to help Vegeta break through Lord Cobras's mental control, then all the power in the world to him, but I do believe that it'll solely be up to Vegeta to manage if he hopes to truly break free, Whis continues. And unless Goku were to somehow go and allow for his relaxed and forgiving nature to take over, then, well, I'm afraid that Vegeta will ultimately push through this and annihilate Goku before he'd even have the chance to respond. To which, back on over with Goku now shown having to unleash the power of Ultra Instinct and doing his best to try and endure Vegeta, was when Goku then went on to continue, "You've got to try and calm down and come to reason with yourself, Vegeta. This isn't you. This isn't who you are, and you know that it isn't. Don't let that God of Destruction twist your mind into making you believe that this is who you are, Vegeta. I don't want to have to hurt you. That God of Destruction is using you as a pawn to pit you up against us all.
No, you will be destroyed, Kakarot!
You have to look past what that destroyer is forcing you to do and understand that we are not your enemies here, Vegeta. You are far above what he's trying to turn you into. You've got to try and reverse whatever it was that he did to you, Vegeta. I don't want to have to fight you like this. And I know that there's a part of you that is still fighting in there. This isn't you. This wasn't you when Babidi tried to take over your mind, nor is this the real you by having that God of Destruction warp your soul like this, Vegeta. But then, it was only just within the heat of the moment as infected Ultra Ego Vegeta went on to uppercut Goku in the stomach was when Vegeta then went on to shout,
Liar! You know nothing of who I am or who I serve, for Lord Cobras has ordered for you to be brought down into submission, Kakarot!
Well, it's apparent that although Vegeta is currently not fully in control of his actions against Goku and failing to remember on not only who he is, Whis went on to chime in, but of the gravity of what he is currently doing, which nevertheless, I can't help but shake this feeling that Vegeta is not all truly gone under there, with Angel Molith chiming in, "You seem to be sure of yourself that there is, brother, and why do you think that is?" With Whis responding, "Well, that's because we know Vegeta, and even if Vegeta is gone within the moment, I have no doubt that he will ultimately find himself and regain his true self before he is truly lost under Lord Cobras. That's assuming the opposing Saiyan that Vegeta is battling against can even reach him in time in making any sort of difference, which he won't," Cobras went on to then chime in. "But I will say, watching this Saiyan wield the power of Ultra Instinct like this fascinates me, for he will be a great addition to our army once Vegeta beats him down into submission before me. But I'm more interested in what you have to say about all of this, Beerus. So what's wrong? This is the first time that I've heard you be so quiet for someone who is mainly known for running their mouth. And so did Lord Reno embarrass you that badly that you have nothing more to say to me, Beerus? I don't like this God of Destruction, and he's really starting to annoy me now," Broly went on to utter, with Whis chiming in, Whoa, easy now, Broly. Let us remain here for the time being and see how this will play out," to which, as Goku was then shown creating distance between him and Vegeta, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Man, he's tough, for it looks like his body is also able to absorb a lot more punishment than usual, as it only seems to be infuriating him that much more. Oh, listen to me, Vegeta, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to hurt you, especially if you are in full control of your actions. You'll destroy us all if you continue to follow Lord Cobras' orders like this. You have to try and break free." Nothing to say, Beerus. I must admit that this is probably the first time where I've ever seen you this quiet before, despite all of the things that you've ever boasted about in your past, Cobras went on to then respond. "So I guess Lord Reno had finally went and humbled you after all. For it makes sense since Vegeta over there is about to go and do the same to your Ultra Instinct wielding Saiyan over there, Beerus. And be because of this, do you want to know what I call this? Cobras then went on to question. I call this payback for the favor that you refused to own up to, Beerus. Because both of these warriors, along with many more in your universe, will soon belong to me. But even with Beerus being shown having to ignore Cobras' words, by from there on having to oversee the battle taking place before him, was when Beerus then went on to continue. Goku's losing ground out there, and it doesn't look like he will be able to punch his way through by getting through to Vegeta if this continues to go on, Whis. And furthermore, I will have no other choice than to step in if Cobras decides to try and take Broly and Goku as an extension like he did with Vegeta, as Whis went on to then respond, well, aside from your condition, I would highly advise against that, since you and I both know that destroyers can't engage in battle, unless of course approved by the Grand Minister, to which as Goku's body was sent crashing on down and nearing them was when Whis then went on to continue, and before any action were to be taken,